Hare Krishna. Today we are going to discuss on the topic what is life. Our life in itself is a very complex subject. With the advancement of technology, in fact, it's becoming more and more difficult to solve this complex puzzle of life. Any man with a rational understanding will try to evaluate some of the fundamental questions of life, like who are we? Why do we exist in this world? Why do we suffer in this world? Is there any end to these sufferings? Now, if we try to evaluate these questions based on the principles of modern science, then it is very difficult to get a logical answer to these fundamental questions. As per modern science, life is simply a lump of chemicals. So we do not really find a logical answer to the fundamental queries about life. Now we have another option. Another option is to explore the Vedic science. Vedic science provides a rational and a realistic answers to these fundamental questions of life. The word Ved or the Vedic is coming from Ved, that means to know, or inquisitiveness. If people have inquisitiveness, then they have all the possibilities to explore these fundamental questions of life with the assistance of Vedic science. Like for instance, the first aphorism of Vedanta Sutra, it says Athato Brahma Jigyasa. That means one should be inquisitive to know about Brahman. When we use the term Brahman, this term in Sanskrit can be used in two different manners. So one of the meaning of Brahman is to know about self, that means ourself, and the second meaning of Brahman is to know about super soul or Param Brahman. So who are we? The simple answer is that we are not this body, we are spirit soul. And that is a very simple instruction that Lord Krishna gave to Arjuna in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita. He did not tell Arjuna that, okay, I am God, please worship me. He did not talk about worship. He first established the principle of soul. So who are we? We are not this body, we are spirit soul. Very simple. So we get a very simple answer to one of the difficult questions that modern science cannot answer. Now the second part is, why do we exist in this world? Again, it has a very simple answer, but if you try to evaluate it on the basis of modern science, it becomes very difficult. And if you try to evaluate it on the basis of Vedic science, it's very easy. And the answer is, we exist in this world to establish or to re-establish our lost relationship with God, or to love God. Now the third question, why do we suffer in this world? We suffer in this world so that from time to time we can realize a simple fact that this is not the real life. This is a temporary place. We are here for a while, and after finishing our time on this earth, we have to go to a permanent place. So we do not get attached to this place. The more the body is having a comfortable life, the more we want to live within this body. The more the body has problems, the more we are not interested to live in this body. So very simple answer. So some of these questions that we discussed have a very logical and a rational answer. Now when we talk to people, theoretically for people in general, it is quite easy to accept these answers. But more important than accepting these answers is to work on these answers. So you have questions, that is the first step. After questions, the second step is to explore those questions with the help of Vedic science. And then third is to work on those answers. That is what the life is. So we started with the topic, what is life? There are questions about life. There are answers that we need to explore about life. And then we need to work on those answers. And once we start working on those answers, we ourselves will start getting realization that we are not meant for this world. We are meant to live a life which is permanent, which is blissful, and which is full of knowledge. That's what the human life is all about. And in fact, our Vedic scriptures or the Vedic knowledge mentions the very fact that human life is very precious. It is very rare. It is not so easy to get human life. Bhagavad Gita says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kasyit yatati siddhaye. So after many births, we get human life. And once we get human life, then utilizing it for the right cause is one of the rarest things. There are lakhs and crores of people just living their life with no purpose, because they are not trying to evaluate the very fundamental question, what is life? Because the modern science or the technology or the advancement has made people so much busy today, they do not have even time to think about this question, what is life? So we need to wake up, we need to rise and do a little manthan so that we can explore these questions of life, work through the answers and live a successful life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.